My name is Robert with Web Developer Ninja, and today we're going to be talking about mixins. So mixins are a way to add CSS to your properties as a property. So just start, it makes more sense if we just kind of dive in. And a great example of where I really saw that mixins were pretty sweet were using like gradients where you have a lot of CSS and you don't necessarily want to clutter your CSS with all of this this gradient CSS that kind of, I mean, if you look at it, it doesn't look that great. So what you can do is say like body, we're going to say background. I'm just going to paste this in here. So now we've got this ugly gradient and you can see it takes all this code. But with mixins, you can actually hide all this away and you can just call a class. So we're going to first call the class, and it looks literally just like you're calling a class as a property, and you're going to say background gradient. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to make the background gradient dot background gradient, and we're going to stick all this in here. And now you can see that this is all hidden away, and you can just drop this away and you just have this dot background gradient, and it keeps things a lot cleaner. A lot of places where you can really use this with is like browser prefixes. You can also hide that stuff in a mixin. Something else that's really great about mixins is the ability to pass variables as kind of like arguments if you're familiar with JavaScript. So this is a use case where, say on your website you've got a card and this card has different various content. You want to have different background colors, borders, whatever. So we're going to start with this div with the class, and we're going to say card. And in our CSS, let's go ahead and create a basic card. And we're going to say width 500 pixels, height 500 pixels, background color blue. And you can see now we've got a card. Now imagine if you've got a lot of these card classes and you're constantly changing out these values, you're going to have a lot of redundant classes and code. So what you can do is we're gonna say this is a blue card. Blue card. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to make this class have parentheses, and inside of them we're going to pass it less variables, and is a little weird but it'll make sense in a second. You're going to say width, height, and we're going to say background color. And instead of having these set values, we're actually going to replace these with the variables that we set. So this is width, height, background color. Whoop. Okay, and now inside of our blue card class, I'm going to go ahead and update this because this is now going to be our blue card. We're going to do the same thing like before. We're going to call the card, and it's going to look like a property, but this time we're going to have the parentheses here. And for these values, we're actually going to pass things in. So like this will make sense in a second. 300 pixels, 300 pixels, and green, blue. So let's take a look at and see kind of closer what's happening. Each one of these spaces between the parentheses is an index, and it directly relates to, like, it's in the order of where your mixin is calling it. So this would actually be the width that's being passed right here, and that's being set to the width property. Then we've got the height, and then we've got the color. And what this allows you to do is make a couple different classes, like green card, and we're just going to copy this guy. And we're actually going to get a little green. We're going to say large card. Green, large card. And now we're going to say 700 and green. And then under here, we're going to say div class green card. Oh, called it green large card. And what's going on? Oh, I forgot green large card 700. Maybe it's being hidden. Interesting. Let's go ahead and pop open the inspector element, and sometimes weird things happen. So it's not even in our markup. So what's going on with that? See, we just got our blue card, not our green card. Oh, forgot a closing alligator thing. So we close that off, and now you can see we've got our blue card and our green card large. And if you can, it doesn't take much imagination to see how nice the organization could be if then you said yellow card, and then you can have this nice structure of classes, and with this mixin, it makes it a lot more readable. So this is just the first video. I'm going to make some more LESS videos to kind of show you the power of LESS and how much fun it can be. So if you want to learn more about LESS and CSS, go ahead and hit that subscribe button.